Bruno Mars stepped out of a charity event, the icy wind biting through his thick coat. The city was silent, the streets deserted under the glow of flickering streetlights. As he walked towards his car, a faint sound stopped him, a soft, struggling melody. Turning his head, he saw a small figure huddled against a cold brick wall. A young boy, barefoot in the snow, his thin sweater offering no protection against the bitter night. But what caught Bruno's attention the most was the battered guitar resting on the boy's lap. His tiny, trembling fingers tried to strum the strings, though the cold made it nearly impossible. A tattered box sat before him, barely holding a few scattered coins. Bruno's heart clenched. Slowly, he knelt beside the child. "Hey there, buddy. What's your name?" His voice was warm, gentle. The boy lifted his head. His large brown eyes were filled with sadness. "Liam," he whispered. Bruno forced a small smile. "You're really good at playing, Liam. But why are you out here in this freezing cold?" Liam hesitated, then looked down. "I have to make money," he murmured. Bruno felt a weight settle in his chest. "Why, Liam?" The boy exhaled shakily. "My mom, she's sick. Cancer. My dad left. She can't get out of bed. If I don't play, we don't eat." Bruno's breath hitched. This wasn't just about hunger. It was about survival. Bruno placed a gentle hand on Liam's shoulder. "Let me take you home." Liam hesitated. Strangers had pitied him before, but no one had truly helped. Yet something about Bruno's eyes felt different. After a moment, he nodded. The walk was long, the streets growing darker, the buildings more broken. Finally, they stopped at a crumbling house. Liam pushed open the door. Inside, the air was just as cold as outside. Broken windows let the winter creep in. The walls were damp, the furniture barely holding together. In the dim light, a frail woman lay on a thin mattress, barely breathing. "Mom," Liam whispered, kneeling beside her. Her tired eyes fluttered open, a weak smile forming. "Welcome," she rasped. Bruno had seen luxury beyond imagination, but in that broken room, he had never felt more powerless. Sitting on the edge of the mattress, Bruno listened to Liam's mother speak. She had fought for as long as she could, but her body was failing. Treatment was out of reach. And Liam had taken on the impossible burden of keeping them alive. Bruno turned to the boy. "Do you play every night?" Liam hesitated before nodding. "I make more money at night. People from the clubs give me tips, but..." His voice faltered. "Sometimes, bad people come too." Bruno's face tensed. "What do you mean, bad people?" Liam's small hands clenched his sweater. "They take my money. Sometimes they break my guitar." Bruno's breath caught. "They what?" Liam bit his lip. "For fun, just to see me cry." Bruno felt something crack inside him. "They laughed as they walked away," Liam whispered. "That night, I didn't cry. Because if I cried, my mom would know. And I didn't want her to worry." Bruno closed his eyes. This boy, this child, had learned to swallow his pain just to protect the only person he had left. And that was unacceptable. Bruno placed a hand on Liam's shoulder. His voice was steady. "You're not alone anymore." The next morning, Bruno made a call. "We're organizing a benefit concert, a big one." Posters went up. Social media exploded. Within days, it became the most talked about event of the year. On the night of the concert, the stadium was packed. But tonight, it wasn't about fame. Bruno stepped forward, gripping the microphone. The crowd fell silent. "Tonight, we're not just making music," he said. "Tonight, we're changing a life." From a special balcony, Liam and his mother watched in awe. Then, Bruno dimmed the lights and began to sing. It was Liam's song, the one he played in the cold, the one he wrote for his mother. Liam covered his mouth, tears streaming down his face. Bruno wasn't just giving him shelter, he was giving him dignity. The concert raised more than enough money, not just for Liam and his mother, but for countless children in need. The next morning, a car pulled up to a small, cozy home. Bruno walked beside Liam and his mother as they stepped inside. This wasn't just a house, it was a home. Liam's mother was admitted to a top hospital. She finally had a chance to fight. And Liam? He never had to play guitar in the freezing streets again. One morning, Bruno arrived with a guitar case in hand. Kneeling, he opened it. Inside was a brand new guitar. He handed it to Liam with a smile. "Now, you'll play in a warm home, not in the cold," Liam touched the strings, his eyes shining. For the first time in his life, he could dream. And for Bruno, this one concert meant more than any award he had ever won.